Hi all. Right, let's get moving on. We've got to, I've put this light off because it gives a big glare here in the. I'll put it on in a second once I move away from this bit. So 5 cards. So I've got to draw up to 7. So two more cards. Ugh. Mind you, that you like to get that early. Yeah, we've benefited from that quite a lot actually. Oh, there's the British core card. That's good. So we can decide to do something with them. And having the core artillery with that is good. We can get that shuffled back in again. Yeah, so I suppose that's quite good. Right, so over the Germans, we're almost halfway through their deck, I would say. So, and we've still got 4 cards in the draw pile and obviously 7 cards in hand. That's not too bad. Right, okay, let's see what they're going to do. Right, next German impulse. Boom. Right, Army Group B. And the 58th. Right, so no primary card. This will go in the... That's the highest number, so it's going in the command card box. So I'm going to get an Army Group activation. They don't have any reserves and no cards to shuffle in, so nothing happens regarding the card. So yeah, so I think we just skip by all that. There's nothing to do there. No event on the 58th card. Again, we're dodging these bridge engineer events, but they did take that bridge just beside Ufe, didn't they? However, the units in Liège they're just 1 hex away from reaching that, so they need another bridge for it to make it happen. Okay, so we're gonna use a Army Group B card to activate the unit with the most non-bracketed units within 2 hexes, and all those units activate reserve units in the same core as active units, and then use artillery with all attacks. Lovely. You know what? This is probably going to happen up the north again, isn't it? There is a chance of it happening down the south with the 7th Army stuff, but I think looking at it, it's probably going to be up the north. Okay. Well, I'll have a look and we'll see what we come up with. Yeah, it's just going to be up the north again. There was one up here that was bringing in 9, but this one here brings in 11 units. Down the south here, I thought it might have been possible, but they're just missing out. They've got 10. Can't quite grab this or this other unit just off screen. So they've only got 10 units in there, so not quite enough to beat the 11 up the north, which I think I might have preferred, but well, that is what it is. I think the scary part is the reserves, and the big thing about it now is, I'll take that away. The big thing about it is probably now that they've got this bridge, because certain reserves can come into these places here and be able to trace the supply across this bridge, possibly. Well, right there, which is an active unit against here. I mean, these 2nd Armour units, I don't know, they're all surrounded now, but there's actually quite a few. Yeah, because that was Ufe, wasn't it? Yeah, we took that out, so reserves can actually be deployed here now, can't they? Yeah. Oh dear. This isn't going well, is it? Right, so that was the most 11. And then not only does he pick up 11 units, he now picks up this. Once we've decided that's the highest amount, he picks up bracketed units after that as well. So he'll get that unit too. I think that was the only bracketed. The rest were, that one's obviously out of range, but so he'll get 12 units. Now, is he getting second SS? Oh yeah, he is. Oh dear. So he's getting. Well, I'll show you. Well, there's all the reserves he's getting. He's getting the 2 first SS units again, the 3 OKW units, and a stack of 5 second SS units, I think. And fortunately, he's not grabbed a 47 core unit, or that would have been even worse. Well, I think this could be one of the biggest impulses of the game. This, I get the feeling that if the Germans can do enough here, I'm thinking a lot of their reserves might come in. I mean, I suppose if they don't, I think they're going to go for the stack. But how much we've got? There's only 1 step reduced in that stack, so I think it's 14 strength. But going just looking at this straight off, they would be able to get 2 more reserve units in there. There's only 1 unit in there, and there's only 1 unit in there. So that would be another 4 units. Thing is, I don't think... No, I can't trace reserve supply from that hex, though. Or that hex. So... Yeah, if it did come down to that, they attacking the second army units, he would only be able to bring 4 more units in. It's just because of the tracing the reserve supply in particular. Anyway, I'm maybe getting ahead of myself here. I'm getting ahead of myself. Right, let's get the army group card up there, and remember, all attacks benefit from artillery. Yes. So, no roadblocks. Now, Army Group B, what the OKW units, they consider the Army Objective Marker closest, I think, is it? Maybe need to check that. Yeah, when you activate OKW with either an OKW card or the Army Group B card, it says use the nearest Army Objective Marker, and if they're equidistant, you use the northernmost. But the 5th Panzer Army markers will be in Dinant, and the 6th Panzer Army markers here, so it is going to be the 6th Panzer Army marker that these OKW units use. Okay, so like I say, no roadblocks, all these active units, well that's, yeah, and all the rest of them are from the 6th Panzer Army, so that's their objective marker, that's where they want to head, and it's not going to move until it gets reached. Okay, right, let's need to just go through this carefully and yeah, see how we get on. I think actually we might have picked one up here as one of these not in low supply, yeah. So, but the rest of them, there was one in here which isn't active, it's outside the range, and then these guys. So, this guy down the bottom who's in low supply, he can't move via movement method 1. Right, Grant, where's this come from? Well, was it on that stack? It was, wasn't it? It must be, I must have just moved it. Yeah, because that was the one that I put when I later realised that unit hadn't moved at all. So he's going to do this exact same again though, I think. unless of course he gets involved in an attack. No, he can't, he's not adjacent to anybody, so he won't. He's just going to stay there because he can't move via movement method 1. He can already trace supply from where he is, so he's just going to sit there, so we don't need to bother about him. Just need to concern ourselves with the infantry unit on the top there. Yeah, and all the rest. Don't think there's any other guys that are on low supply, so we don't need to concern ourselves with that. So, right, okay, I'll start going through the movement methods and see how we get on. Okay, allies don't have any VP hexes to move closer. I thought at first this guy might have, but he's not got the movement to get up to there, because this would be closer to his army objective and adjacent to an allied VP hex. But Ufi's gone now, so this is the only VP hex that we're looking at that could be closer to their army objective anyway. So none of that doing. Costs around, which goes in descending order. This unit is active. This doesn't have a zone of control, so, and this unit at the moment, it's not surrounded. It's still got a hex here where it can move to. However, I can move into there for 4 movement. Breaking zone of control into the woods. You know what? He would actually go 4, 5, creating a detachment here, wouldn't he? So that's 4 into that woods, that's 4 into that woods, and then 1 more into there. 5. I don't have any markers left, but now we'd leave a detachment there too, and he'd create 1 there when he moves through there. And that guy's now surrounded. Not any issues with that. Yeah, this is looking worse. Because now I'm going to struggle to deploy the 5th Armour units. Well, anyway, that's what's out of our hands at the minute. So, next thing I suppose it's worth looking at this is open supply line. So, is there any movement I can make with any of these units that would bring these other units into supply? Like, the ones in Liège can go 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, yeah, they can only get to this hex. They need another bridge, or they need these 2nd armoured units removed. But I mean, the 2nd army units are in a bit of bother now, but they're probably going to have to try and fight their way out of there, I think. So, see all these units. Now we've got this bridge. I think all the other units, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Well, yeah, he can step over into here. Anyway, well, all these other units are in supply. What about this guy? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and even this guy. 1. No, he can't. Hang on then. No, he can't trace supply. So, is it possible? No, I don't think it's possible to help him out, because to help him out, we need to have either a unit in here, well, and that unit's still there, or a unit in here, and I'm going, it's zone of control to zone of control, so no, I can't get something in there or there. Yeah, and I think he's the only one we could try, attempted to bail out. Yeah, there's no helping the guys in wage. They need, like I said, these units removed or another bridge built that's further north than this bridge. I think that's what he needs. Okay, let's move on, Grant, please. Right, movement 5 to 9. Okay, have a look. Okay, movement method 7 always seems to crop up. So now I've got a decision to make regarding this controversial contradiction, if you like, that John Butterfield's has come up with. I don't know, there's maybe a mix in these thoughts. I'm not going to knock the main man, like, you know. This is the only, this is mech infantry, and we're past the 23rd in it. So this counts. So he's the only non-bracketed, remember this unit's bracketed, so non-bracketed infantry, mechanised infantry that is here, adjacent to this. So his movement is considered complete. So my original way I wanted to do it was leave him that way and then build an IP on him later on. And then like I say, we found out no, he's had a move, he can then not build an IP, he could still be involved in an attack. And now the latest one is, well, it sounds like John Butterfield's suggesting that he would still be able to build an IP. But I'm not going to go with that. I'm going to say that he's had a movement. His movement's considered complete, and all he can do is possibly attack. I'm not going to build an IP on him. Maybe we'll get that one completely cleared up eventually, but at the moment we'll stick with that. Martin can get on the case and sort that one out. Unless, of course, it's me. Just tell me, no, it's not that, Grant, it's this. And I'll be like, oh, right, okay. Because, that was the one thing that I forgot to mention. I took away a few notes about the last part, was me wanting to try and attack the same unit twice. I'm like, God, how long have you been playing this game for, Grant? I was like, yeah, it was the disperse unit, remember, moved him in there, and I thought, oh well, maybe he might be able to attack that though, and it's already been attacked. And I went and had to look up the rulebook, and I'm thinking, oh, surely you shouldn't be having to look up for things like that, Grant, you know. However, sometimes it gets on top of you and you make silly thoughts come into your head, shall we say. But we never done it anyway, we stopped it from getting that far. So, okay, moving on. Any more movement method 7? Well, I'll have a look. Right. Yeah, that's just armour. So there's no infantry adjacent to this allied unit, and this is an active unit. So I believe he can just move into there, can't he? Again, we move method 7, because there's no non-bracketed German infantry adjacent to that allied unit. 1, 2. I was just wondering, this unit would have moved first. I know he's bracketed, but he could still have made the move, but I don't think he's got, because he needs to break away for 2, and then that's a forest, yeah. So he can't, because it goes in descending order, so he would be considered before that unit, even though he's bracketed. It's a strange one, that, but it kind of still works out. I mean, if he was able to go there, then that unit would have went there too, and then both of them are there, so it's not a bad move. Yeah, okay. And this unit isn't active before we think, well, he couldn't have done it either. He'd be the same. It's the fact this is a forest hex and there's no road from this hex into it. So almost thought this is occupied by German armour. This town, well, it's a city, but it does just say town. I don't know. I don't know if that should say town or city. Maybe it doesn't. Anyway, it's not going to happen. But there's a mech infantry under there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He could break away from that guy and get around and into there. But it needs to have allied supply needs to be traceable to the town, and it's not. So I don't know why I'm telling you that. Just looking like, it's one of the things that you might not have seen. If allied supply was traceable to that would be a legal move. So on to relieve detachments. Now there is a couple here, isn't there, that have cropped up. Could they be relevant here? This is movement method 9. Let me have a look. No, I don't think. There needs to be an allied unit proximate. I mean, yeah, this guy is proximate. 1, 2, breaking zone of control. Proximate to this, but we've not got an infantry or mech infantry that could reach that enemy. No, because there's not a gap through here because of these 2 units. Yeah, so we can't get through there. Okay. So I think it's on to 10 to 13. Yep. Right, just working out my numbers. Selector number 2 here. I made a bit of a shambles at the last time, didn't I? There's a 2 here, there's a 3 here. Underneath that is a 27. So 2, then 3, then 5, who's active, then 7, then 8 underneath them, then 11 here, and then 27 under there, and finally 33. Right, I think that's them all. I'll not remember all that, but okay, so Unit 2 can't move via arrows. I mean, he's in Ufe as well, so can't move via arrows, can't get closer to his army objective. Without, I mean, he's not going to move out of Ufe and back the other way, so can't infiltrate. He's already adjacent to an allied unit. He's going to stay put. Unit 3, there's an arrow going back the way here. So that is a good bridge, but however, that you can't move that way. But there's a second arrow coming back the way here. So that'll be 1, 2, breaking zone of control. 3, then primary into there for 4, and primary across that bridge for 5. And that looks like a decent move, doesn't it? Because it's like breaking away from that and coming up to challenge the second armour, which I think the Germans probably have the capability to, if they can just open up a bit more to be able to bring some of these reserves in. I think that's just the snag. They've just not got. I think, you know what? See if they get this bridge in a bit here or something. I think it's going to be. I think we could have been all sorts of trouble. So that 5 would end them adjacent to an allied unit, though. So he wants to try and avoid that, doesn't he? So is there another option? I think there could be. So that's 1, 2, breaking zone of control, secondary arrow. Obviously going back primary, that doesn't work. Right, stay in secondary arrow, that's 3 into here. And we've already said 4, 5 ends them adjacent. But you could go 1, 2, 3, and then follow secondary arrow, 4, 5 into here, and he's not adjacent to an allied unit, so I think that's his preferred movement. He then can extend it, unfortunately, just another 1 into that hex, which seems a poorer move, doesn't it? You know, kind of liked kind of like the one out and in and across into Ufe. But going by the rules, yeah, the rules are quite clear on this. It says if a move in the primary direction would result in the movement ending 1 before all movement points are expended due to enemy zone of control or high terrain cost, or 2 in a hex adjacent to an enemy unit, and a move into a hex via secondary movement arrow would not result in either such ending, then move in that secondary direction. So, like I've already said, 1, 2 breaking zone of control, 3, 4, 5, that's its full movement allowance. So it would be allowed to do that. However, it is ending adjacent to an allied unit, and it can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ending there, not adjacent to an allied unit, and then being able to extend. It is just one more hex because he can't get into there. So, what is that's unit 3 I'm moving, yeah. So I think that's going to happen. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2 breaking zone of control. 3, 4. Going to leave a detachment there. 5 into there, and then extending it into there for 6. I'm going to put them down the bottom because this unit is active as well. Yeah, so detachment in there, I have no counters left, so that goes there. Yeah. So maybe it doesn't look as good, although it's another unit going up to threaten up here, I suppose. It looks horrible up there, doesn't it? Ooh. And there's so many reserves in the, what I say, anyway. Okay. Okay, on to selector number 5, which is the unit we just moved into. Can't move via arrows. I'm just going to take them out that way. Can get 1 hex closer to his army objective. This move has happened quite a lot, isn't it? So he's going to jump across the river into here. On top of that low supplied unit. And he's now 1 hex closer to his army objective. Yeah, because he can't move adjacent to an allied unit. No. Yeah, I think that's him. Right, 7 is next. Arrows just take him across into there, so no. Closer to army objective. He's 1, 2, 3, 4 away. That hex takes him 1, 2, 3 away, and is adjacent to an allied unit. I'm not so sure there's a 3 to 1 there, but maybe because there's that question that I'd like to have answered. It says all active units in the reserve units box. That's all it states. You would count all the strength in them up and say, is there a 3 to 1 advantage on that guy? And with that, there would be probably, because there's a lot. So, well, in actual fact, he could go in here or here, couldn't he? Yes. This one's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this one's going to be slightly more west though. So I believe he's going to move. Right, Unit 2 didn't move anyway, so I think he's going to just jump across the bridge. Now he's adjacent. He's in a hex. He can't tactically adjust, can he? No. I mean, this is a case where if this had been an empty hex, he would have not went into there, he would have went into there, but that's not the case. So then Unit 8 is going to do the same, isn't he? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. Because these, and again, both these hexes are full. It doesn't take into account, this has only got 1 unit, this has got 2. I mean, if this had 3 in it, then yeah, because that would be fully stacked. I'll do it, Grant. Right. So I think he was in there too. Right, hold on. That's 2 units across the bridge. And an ally zone of control. Where did this come up? This came up recently, didn't it? Is it not just advance after combat? Hang on. Ah, no. You see? Sometimes I spot them. I was just talking about this quite recently, wasn't I? Bridge River hex size 10.32. There's no limit to number of units that may cross a Bridge River hex side unless the hex being entered is in enemy control. And that is the case. The hex is in enemy control, so only 1 unit may cross a given bridge hex side into an enemy controlled hex in a single activation, even if the hex moved into his friendly occupied. So you can have to come back here, buddy. So that was the only unit that crossed the bridge into enemy zone of control. He can't cross the bridge. However, there's nothing across this hex side, so there's nothing to stop him making the move into there, I don't believe. He's 1 hex close to his army objective. He's also adjacent to this allied unit that, well, the only downside to these moves is these are the 2 hexes that the reserves could come into. So we've moved 2 units into there, so now they can only have 2 reserves in there, where they could have had 4 before, but well, that's just how it is, isn't it? The units get to move first, so... Right, moving on. I think it's 11 next. Don't very much... Well, he's... You know what? He's surrounded as well. And won't be able to infiltrate. He's on his own. Yeah, so he's stuck. So what else have we got? Just 27? Oh, 27 and then the bracket unit, I think. And the unit under that is the low supply one. Yes, so 27. That was the other guy that moved. Right, is there anything to stop him moving away from this? I don't believe so. So via arrows, he could go and join. Was it this guy? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that extra 1. Yeah, I think he would do that as long as there's no problem. No, I don't think there is. So I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then extending it that extra 1 into there. Now, I think this is the last unit. I don't think he can move. I mean, he's 1, 2 away. If he could have got into this hex, it would have been close to his army objective. But again, this is this forest that there's no road into it. So, and he can't directly move into it because he's zone of control. So, no arrows, not close to his army objective, and he can't infiltrate. He's already adjacent to an allied unit. He stays put. Right, I think that's all. I'm all done. That wasn't too painful, I don't think. Assuming I got it right. Okay. Right, we do need to look at that detachment-y thing again, but I had a wee glance earlier because I wondered about these, but they've got to be able to trace supply, I think. Lovely. Well, the other thing is, the detachment is not adjacent to a non-bracketed German unit, so both of these, whether we could, well, we can't. Well, actually, we could trace supply to that one, but there's no allied unit proximate to that one. Anyway, it's adjacent to a non-bracketed German unit, so we can't place it there. So, is there any that allied units are proximate to? That's unlikely, isn't it? The one down in La Roche is, but it's too far away. I think it would be in the 5th Panzer Army as well. No. I can't see anything that an allied unit's proximate to. No, right, let's move on, Grant. Okay, so we're just going to have to check for the attacks now, aren't we? It doesn't feel like anything got ganged up on there, but maybe I was concentrating on other things, so it's possible that there is. Like I say, I think the downside to this was that these two units took up 2 slots that reserves could move into. However. So, attack determination. Now, support card is infantry infiltration. And we have a lot of reserve units. So, but just not sure they've got a lot of places to go. Okay. Who moved first? We had unit selector number 2, wasn't it? He's under here, isn't he? Yep. So he's first to check. He can only check this. So what have we got here? 14, I think. Yeah. So 14, it's not forest, I think it's woods. Yeah. He's not got a supplied. Well, actually, no, I think that's in low supply as well, isn't it? Just saying that was dispersed there. Which, if that had been in supply, I think that would have counted. Doesn't feel right, that one, but however, it's in low supply, so it doesn't count. Right, so there's no additions or subtractions to that 14. So yeah, but what have we got, Grant? We've got 7 here. Yeah, that's not across the river. Yeah, all these guys around are involved, aren't they? Yeah, so 7, another 8 is 15, 17, 19. So 19, whether we can get to 28 would be 2 to 1, wouldn't it? So we can add, like I say, I still think it's only these 2 hexes. And now these have got 2 units in it. So we could add 2 reserve units there. Yeah, nothing can go in here because it's reserve supply. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's too far away. Yeah, nothing can go in here. No, so, well, we can get 10 more strength. 2 of the lowest units are going to be 5 strength. 10 strength is the most we're going to get. What did I say? No. Forgot. 8 and 7 is 15, 17, 19, 29. So 29 to 14. So we do have 2 to 1. Yeah, this is possible. Goes the army group card too. So 2 to 1 odds. That's including the reserves. Yeah. 2 to 1 odds. Now, modifiers, attackers include elite. Oh, we're attacking elite enemy, aren't we? I'm not sure. Well, yeah, one of the reserves is elite. Anyway. Oh yeah, Unit 2, the first SS guy, innit? He's elite. So anyway, we both got elite, so that doesn't count. Army group card counts for a -1. Support card shows applicable combat tactic. I don't think it does it? Infantry infiltration, because we've already got flank. If the defender's in an on-town, the defender's considered flanked. It's not considered one hex attack. Yeah. Furthermore, the attack's not considered one hex attack, even if all attacking units are in 1x, and even if the defender is in a town or city. That's something I've not thought about. If you were attacking a town or city with one from one hex, then I suppose infantry infiltration would still apply, wouldn't it? However, it's not the case. It's not a town city, but we are flanking already, so that's not going to be applicable combat tactic. We're not going to play that. So 2 to 1 with -1 for the being the army group card. Right, here we go. Ooh, it's a 3. So it drops to a 2. Cancel of less than 1.5 to 1, or defenders in a non-VP town. That's not the case. This is a go. Ooh, okay. Throwing things about. Right. So I'm gonna have to pause here, guys. I had a feeling this might go on longer than I'd wanted to. So we've got to go with this combat. I'm going to make a wee cut here. Hopefully I'll still add this on, but in actual fact I've probably got enough to put together, but then it means the episode's ending at this moment. It's exciting though, eh? Right. Right, but I'll take a cut here anyway, and I'll try and work something out. But if it happens to be the end of the video, you just need to wait for the next one. Okay, cheers for now. Hi all. Right, I'm just trying to work out where we were, because I did take a break there. I've uploaded the other part of this, so it's a shorter video, so this will join on to the lead up to this attack. I'm just trying to find out where we were. Right, we're attacking here. Yeah, and we were getting possible 2 reserves. We got a 2 to 1. We rolled a low roll. Yes. Okay. So combat going ahead on the 2nd armor units. So this is interesting. Yeah, that's right. We could muster up something like 29 against 14, wasn't it? Yeah, 2 to 1 odds, and we got a low roll. Okay, so well, we're going to draw a combat tactic. The support card wasn't any good. We do get. Got to remember, we do get artillery from the army group card, but let's draw a combat tactic first for them. And we get drawing a lot of no fuel, no fuel on the 24th. I noticed the last one, I remember seeing it was a no fuel as well on the 24th. I think it was the 1st SS maybe, or was it the 12th SS? I can't remember a division card, but so maybe our card drawing is not working so well. Mind you, assault coordination there. Isn't going to help, is it? Because all the units are active round about. The only thing it will do is prevent a stop one hit to them, but it's not bringing anything else in that's not already in. And in fact, we should have these guys, because this combat's going ahead. They should all be. He's going to lose his IP. They're in do I need this cube still? I don't think so. Everything, yeah, everything's done something. These are all out of range. The only unit that didn't do anything was the low supply unit, I think. And he's already got an IP, so I think we can get rid of that. So that IP dropped off, yes. Yeah, so Assault Coordination, that's not too bad for us actually, because it didn't really bring anything else into the battle. Like, well, mind you, he's already getting artillery, isn't he? Right, so then we consider infantry infiltration is not going to come and join the party, is it? No. So that doesn't do them any good at all. So that's going to sit there. I'll have to deal with that later. And then add the reserves. So I think we decided there was only 2 spots, one in here, and yeah, one in here. That would be able to trace reserve supply. Yeah, that's it. So how do we decide which one goes where? Right. Okay, so we're looking for the lowest selector number first. I've got a 2 here. Sorry, I'm not showing you this, but I'm just digging through the. Right, there's a 2 from the OKW, and there's a 2 from the 2nd SS, and there's a 3 from the 1st SS. So it looks like both the 2. Oh, that then means there's 9. Oh, have I blundered there? Hang on. If there was 9 strength added, are we still getting 2 to 1? I think we were just over, weren't we? 2, 4, 12, 19. So I think it's 9 we're going to add rather than 10 because of the selector numbers. Would be 28. So yeah, it's bang on 2 to 1. So we've got away with that. I don't know if that's how I should have looked at it. It probably is. I just picked the 2 5s thinking they were 2 5 strengths, thinking they would be the lowest selector numbers. But maybe I should have looked at the lowest selector numbers. So we've got a. Well, I'll show you what we've got that are the lowest selector number. We've got that from the 2nd SS. And we've got that from the 10th SS of OKW. Like I say, we are leaving a 1st SS of the 1st SS 5 strength elite unit, but it's selector number 3, yeah. So it goes by ascending order. And with that ascending order, well, as we've already been told, John Brown pointed out that the OKW are the highest of the corps. So this will be the 1st unit. And tiebreakers are, because it's got to be adjacent to the hex under attack, German reserve supply, and then not overstacking. And both these hexes are the same. Then more than one hex, place a unit in a hex causing the defender to be surrounded. He's already surrounded. Then a hex not across the river, none of them apply. Then in an empty hex, none of them apply. Then a hex with a fewest German units. They've both got 1. Oh, hold on. No, they have not. They've both got 2. Of course they have. Because we could have got more reserves. And then if more than one choice remains, placing the hex closest to the reserve unit's army objective. So, and there's going to be 3 away, there is going to be 3 away. The army objective shows a west, so it's going to be that hex for me. And you know what? It's almost irrelevant because the other unit is then not getting any choice, and he's going to go in there. So that adds 9 to the 19 that we had. Yes. So yeah, so it's 19 to 14. Yeah, there was no additions anyway, so it's sorry, it's not 19 to 14. It's 28 to 14. So it's bang on 2 to 1. Yeah, I was adding 9 to 19, wasn't I? 28 to 14, 2 to 1, bang on, yes. Okay. And, well, chip pools are... yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Don't get one for that. 1 for elites, 8. 1 for salt coronations, 9. 1 for the artillery for the army group card is 10. Is that right? Okay, so my chance now to play combat tactics. I mean, I've got 2 cards that have artillery and air power, but I don't want to use them. And maybe this is where I should be using them. I don't know. And one's the primary card for the 3rd Corps, and one's the primary card for the British Corps. And I also do have the 21st Army group card, but that gives me any combat tactic. That feels wrong though. I do have my core artillery I could use, which I'll shuffle in, so I'm thinking of that. I mean, they're playing artillery as well, but at least it gives me that. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for that. I can see it. I don't know, maybe one of the artillery and air power should be considered. I don't know. No, you know what? I think we take our chances with that. So it's 2 to 1 odds and 10 chip pools. We've both got artillery. They're going to negate 1 hit to the assault coronation. We are elite armoured units. They have elite armour as well. We're flanked. And you know what? We're not adjacent to an allied supplied unit because he's in low supply. We're in the woods. Well, yeah. We've got to hope for some good luck. I think it's not been really happening this day. Although that the first combat we had, maybe that's what went wrong. That first combat we ended up with D7 and wiped 2 units out, and I think since then they've took their revenge. Okay, I'll go and get the 10 chips then. Oh, it all went wrong. It started so well. The very first chit, and you'll notice the priority is defender artillery. The second chit we had was this, defender adjacent, but it doesn't count because this is dispersed and it's in low supply. We got another one of them as well further on. But the third chit was this. We were sitting at D-2 because we're in the woods, and then got 2 attacker elites. Come on. This didn't really help us because they're reducing a hit, and it was a D1 and then 2 flank attacks to finish. It was like, it's, I mean, like I say, it did start so well, but I think it's ended in tears. Okay, we've got the right amount of chats, 3, 6, 9, 10, yeah. Okay, let's work out the numbers. Oh, this is not good. This has not been a good day. It started quite well. So Yeah, D3 on us. One hit to them, but they've got assault coordination anyway, so I might as well just take that away. Well, we've not even got a retreat hex if we wanted to, because, well, we do have, but we're going to take a step loss by retreating. So I think we've got. This was our best division. Yeah, because if I retreat, I'm taking a step loss anyway, which soaks up one hit. And then I retreat again. You know what? I'm taking. Well, actually, I'm not. I think I've got to retreat into here first, though. I don't think I'm allowed to. Oh, that wouldn't help anyway. Wherever I retreat, my second retreat is going to have to take a step loss as well. Yeah, I don't think I have an option here, because I think I have to retreat into here first, because that's priority. Or is it? Hang on. Enter an unoccupied text and enemy control and friendly supply. Alright, I need to be in friendly supply. Would I be there? No. Would I be there? No. I can't get friendly supply. Yeah, no, it's step 4. Into an unoccupied hex in enemy control and not in friendly supply, or into a hex in enemy control and occupied only by friendly unsupplied units. And this retreat requires a step loss. So, yeah, so I've got the choice of moving it here or here. But the thing is, I take a step loss moving into either of them. And then, if I want to retreat again, I'm going to take a step loss. So, and then my third hit has to be taken as a step loss. So, no matter what, I'm taking 3 step losses. It just depends on whether I want the units. Yeah. Okay, I'm just getting things tidied up there before I decide what I'm doing here, because I think it is quite important. So I've took the chits away. We've still got 3 hits to take. This will shuffle into my draw pile, so I'll do that. And this goes away for the Germans. Because I think, no, I'm not getting right into the city, am I? I'm going to be dispersed. Oh, dear. I thought I might have been able to do some good and get back here and protect Hue, but if I do retreat twice, I get dispersed. This is a tough call. I initially thought I want to retreat, but because I'm dispersed, I'm not protecting Hue anyway. No matter what, I'm taking 3 step losses. There's nothing, I can't avoid it. Because retreat, step loss, retreat, step loss, and then step loss, and I'm dispersed. Or, which I think I'm going to do, is take. That was the downside to reducing that, wasn't it? Because now. Yeah. I've never seen that one before, actually. When I reduced that guy before, because he dropped to a from a 5 to a 4. So now I'm taking 3 step losses, and I've got to take them on 1 on each counter. I think that's right, innit? I don't think I can take 2 on 1 before. No, I can't take 2 on 1 before there. So I've got to take step loss, and then I've got to eliminate the 4 strength unit rather than one of the 3s. Ouch. Is that the best idea? I mean, I'm either there not dispersed, or I'm there and these 2 units are dispersed. I'm not any better off. I'm worse off. I'm worse off, but I can trade supply, shall we say. I think the thing here is, if I stay like that, we know I've got the 7 core card in my hand. Oh, that's only 1 unit in it. And of course, this guy got dispersed. He's 7 core. I just figure 3, 6, 9. You know, I've got an attack on this guy that might then, if I was to budge him or eliminate him, I could advance into there and then be able to trade supply again. I think that's a better idea, I think. I'm not 100% sure. It's just all going wrong right now, I think. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with that. Whether that's right or wrong, I don't know. Okay, let's move on. Right, so we didn't budget the hex, so no advance after combat. They didn't take any hits. Right, is there any other checks? That was selector number 2. We've got selector number 3 there. It's not adjacent. 11. Well, he was involved in the attack here, so we've got 26 there, but we've got 15 here. That's probably not going to happen because there's no. That's just 1 against 4, isn't it? And we can't get reserves into there. So that's a check that doesn't work. I think this is the only other one. That's 3 against 2. Now he's dispersed and low supply, which gives only gives him a -1 because it's like any one or more of these yields this modifier 1. So dispersed and low supply gives him -1. But he's adjacent to a supplied allied unit because we left the guys there. So he gets a -1 +1. So is that 3 against 3 still? No. Yeah, it's still 3 against 2, isn't it? -1 +1. Yeah, so 3 against 2. Again, no reserves are involved. I've got a dice roll here though. So 3 against 2 is 1 to 1. -1 for where are we? It's not elite that's attacking. A -1 for army card, and you know what? The support card will actually happen this time if it was used, because infantry infiltration. What's mechanized infantry? Does that matter? I think that maybe does. Yeah, there was a bit of a read recently regarding it having to be infantry, but I don't know. I could be getting muddled up with some Kharkov rules as well. There was some differences. But it just says if the defender is an town or city hex, defender is considered flanked, which would be the case. And the other bonus is, furthermore, the attack is not considered a 1 hex attack, even if all attacking units are in 1 hex, and even if the defender is a town or city. So that would apply. So there's a -2 to the dice roll, and that's got me thinking about something actually. -2 to the dice roll. Where's my dice? Yeah, it was on the 4. I remembered I dropped it. So 1-to-1 odds with a -2. So, well, we'll see that if this result comes up. There's a question to be asked maybe. Okay. 8. So it's going to reduce to a 6. With 1-to-1 odds, probably not. Cancel less than 2-to-1 or defender in town. Yeah, my query there was going to be, I'm saying that's 1.5 to 1. Well, okay, let's just say we had 1.5 to 1. If I roll a 3, cancel if less than 1.5 to 1, or attacking from 1 hex. Now, we are attacking from 1 hex in this situation. However, we know we're going to play infantry infiltration, which negates that. Would that override that situation? I'm thinking probably not, because it only, it says we're still attacking from 1 hex before you're actually playing the card. But I don't know. There's maybe an argument to say that that would override that part, and if you had 1.5 to 1, the attack would go ahead. Let me know your thoughts again. But it's not going. So good. We've had enough, I think, today. We've had enough. Right, so I believe that's all the checks to be made. Hang on a sec. I was just double checking the amount of units and thought I made a blunder, or maybe should have caught these units with a activation, but there's 12 units been activated, 2 got brought in with reserves. The number was 11, and then we also got that bracket units, which was 12. So I think it's all right. So the only unit that didn't do anything was the low supply unit. He's already got an IP. No. Can he bounce the reserves? I think if he can, I missed that last time. Hang on. Well, he almost could, but he's missing one. Right, here's the criteria. So it's the unit did not move or attack in the current activation, so that's check. The unit was not placed in the map from reserve units box in this current activation, check. The unit is adjacent to an allied unit, and that's where it fails. But the rest of it is the unit can trace reserve supply. From where he is, he can trace reserve supply, and the removal of the unit would leave at least 2 steps in the hex. So, yeah, if he was adjacent to an allied unit at this time and could still trace reserve supply, then he would, I think. Okay, but he's not, so we'll skip that. Right, let's wrap this up. Oh, we've got a support card, haven't we? Aye. Right, okay, I'll see if I can squeeze this in then. It's going to be complex. They don't have that many units left now though. Right, well that's that activation over, isn't it? Yes, but there's still a card in the support card box, so it's now going to become a command card. Right, I'll clear things up and get ready for this. Okay, oh well, it's not the primary card, so do we have a damage unit? Right, there's 2 of them here, there's 3 of them there, one's damaged. So I'm kind of happy about that, because it means it's quicker. 1, 2, 3, is that them all? Is that all we've got left of the 58? We do have a couple of them eliminated, I think. Yeah, we have one of the 116 Panzer units and one of the 560 infantry units eliminated. So it might well be that's the second 116 Panzer. No, there's something hiding somewhere, I think. There's an infantry unit hiding. Where is it? Ah, there it is. It's the wee green cubes. They even cover things up as well. Well, you know what? He's full strength as well. So, and we're wanting to, sorry, I'll look at the card. We're wanting to assign a replacement point. He's full strength. He's full strength. He's full strength. And he's not. So as long as he can replay, he can he's reserve supply, doesn't he? Yeah, he needs to be able to trace reserve supply. So 1, 2, 3 onto this road, and he's golden. Okay. So yeah, he will take the replacement point. So yeah, that's not too bad for them, I guess. We may need to consider that. I keep saying it, but it's difficult. It's difficult with a core card in your hand. I mean, I benefit much better than the Germans, you know what I mean? Look at this one, like, just the first card I looked at. I get to assign 3 replacement points there with that card, but you look at it and you think, well, what to do this and what to do that, and you've got to try and balance it out, I suppose, and maybe I should take more heed of what the AI does, and you know, let's not bother, let's fix a bit rather than try and do more damage to myself. Yeah, just when I was reading that one, you need to remember that you check the reserve units box as well. I hope I've not messed that one up. I don't think I have, but if you bounce, a reserve can bounce back it can bounce back into the reserve units box on its reduced side, and it could still take a replacement point in the reserve units box. I'm pretty sure I've done it before as well. However, right, okay, that's the finish of a late night episode. Sorry if it got a bit sluggish there, maybe. End of the night, I've had a couple of beers, so, and not a good day. We're more than halfway through the German draw pile now. It's not looking good, I don't think. This unit's kind of free to get into play as well, but there's nothing. Well, it is our impulse next time, but I don't think. 1, 2, even without any one unit move. No, I think I could. No, I can't. Right, I'm not going to look at it now. I'm going to have to come back with a clear head and see where we're at. But I think now I'm actually kind of thinking there's a possibility that the Germans could win this. If they take Hue, then I think they will, because they've got 1 unit in the limited units box already. If they take Hue, that takes them to 60 points, and they only need one more point, and they've got half a point already in the eliminated unit spot. So I think with taking way, there's a good chance we're going to eliminate something en route. Nah, okay. Well, we'll live to fight another day, I guess. Okay, guys, going to cut this now and probably just upload this as another video actually. So I've got some stuff out there, trying to get finished. But I'm not chucking this game in. It's not that I'm not trying now. Whether some of the moves I made maybe looked like that, it's not been my intention. Trying to speed it up and move it on a bit, but I don't think I still think I take plenty of time in between. You know, when I pause, it's quite a pause. That's the reason I play these games solo, because I don't think anybody could put up with me. I still got some pals get together once in a while and play Magic with, and I think they cringe sometimes when I'm looking at my hand and wondering what to do next. But anyway, I enjoy it, but whether they do. Okay, right, let's wrap this up. I'll be back with, what is it? Allied Impulse tomorrow sometime, hopefully. Okay, cheers guys.